Question 121. For an infant with hydrocephalus, a nurse should plan to monitor for what sign or symptom of increased intracranial pressure. So option A, high pitched shrill cry. Option B, depressed fontanelles. Option C, increase in respiration. And option D, decrease in systolic blood pressure. So option A, high pitched shrill cry is correct answer, because hydrocephalus is the buildup of CSF in the brain ventricles and causing the pressure on the brain tissues, and often leads to headache, vision problem, balance issue, and high pitched shrill cry. Question 122. What is the primary mechanism for toddler to learn and socialize? Option A, eating. Option B, talking. Option C, playing. And option D, crying. So option C, playing, is correct answer, because playing is a mechanism for the toddler so that they can learn to socialize. Question number 123. When administering an intramuscular injection to an infant, which of the site is appropriate for nurse to use? Option A, vastus lateralis. Option B, deltoid. Option C, dorsogluteal. And option D, ventrogluteal. So option A, vastus lateralis, is correct answer. Question number 124. An infant is born with spina bifida. So which of the following complication is always found in these infants? So option A, hydrocephalus. Option B, craniosynostosis. And option C, meningitis. And option D, cerebral palsy. So option A, hydrocephalus, is correct answer, because spina bifida your neural tube defect, and in case of your neural tube defect, usually will see the case of hydrocephalus. Question number 125. A toddler is admitted to the pediatric room with the several episodes of diarrhea for the 3 days. So the child is diagnosed with gastroenteritis. So which organism is responsible for the most diarrheal episode in children? So option A, rota. Option B, bacillus megaterium. And option C, shigella. And option D, staphylococcus. So option A, rota, is correct answer. Question number 126. A 9-month-old infant was born 3.2 kg and he is now 6.3 kg and his weight fall below the 5th percentile of his age. So what is the term for this condition? Option A, failure to thrive. Option B, shaken baby syndrome. Option C, X-fragile syndrome. And option D, developmental deviation. So option A, failure to thrive, is correct answer. Question number 127. A 2-year-old child is admitted to pediatric unit with a diagnosis of pneumonia. So which of the following intervention would be a nursing management priority? So option A, encourage cuffing. Option B, encourage exercise. Option C, perform postural drainage. And option D, avoid the food high in carbohydrates. So option C, perform the postural drainage, is correct answer. Question number 128. A 10-year-old girl present to the emergency room with the abdominal pain. So on assessment, you notice that when you palpate the left lower quadrant of the child abdomen, so the child feel pain in the right lower quadrant. So which of the following is the name of this sign? So option A, rebound tenderness. Option B, McBurney sign. And option C, Robson sign. So option D, obturator sign. So option C is a Robson sign, which we usually notice in the appendicitis condition. Question number 129. The nurse is assessing a 2-year-old child with the Wilms tumor before surgery. So which of the following should the nurse avoid? Option A, putting the child in lateral position. Option B, palpating the child's abdomen. Option C, putting the child in the private room. And option D, provide the mouth hygiene 30 minutes after meal. So option B, palpating the child abdomen, is correct answer, because in case of Wilms tumor, usually we'll avoid the palpation to avoid further metastasis. Question number 130. A nurse is caring for a newborn with a cleft lip. So at what age would the nurse expect the doctor to perform the lip surgery? So option A, 3 to 6 months. Option B, 7 to 10 months. Option C, 11 to 14 months. And option D, more than 14 months. So option A, 3 to 6 months, is correct answer. Question number 131. A nurse is taking a patient blood pressure. So which of the following action will give the most accurate reading? So option A, using a cuff that cover the 2/3 of the arm length. Option B, positioning the patient arm above the heart level. Option C, deflating the cuff at the 10 mm of per second. And option D, having the patient sit quietly for 5 minutes before the measurement. So option D, having the patient sit quietly for the 5 minutes before measurement is correct answer, because resting before measurement ensure accuracy. So arm should be at heart level, cuff should cover the 80% of the arm, and the deflection should be 2 to 3 mm Hg per second. Question number 132. Which position is best for the patient experiencing dyspnea? So option A, supine, option B, follower, option C, Sims, and option D, prone. So option B, follower is correct answer, because follower is a sitting position and sitting upright position. So promote the lung expansion and eases the breathing. Question number 133. Which infection control practice is correct? So option A, recapping used needle with one hand. Option B, wearing the gloves and when giving the oral medication. Option C, performing the hand hygiene before and after the patient contact. And option D, wearing an N95 mask for all patient care. So option C, performing the hand hygiene before and after the patient care is correct answer, because hand hygiene is the most effective method of preventing the transmission of infection. Question number 134. Which PPE is required when caring for the patient with tuberculosis? So option A, surgical mask and gown. Option B, N95 respiratory and gloves. Option C, face shield and gown. And option D, wearing N95 mask for all patient care. So option C, face shield and gown is correct answer. Number 135. A nurse preparing a sterile field touch the inside wrapper of the sterile pack, so with ungloved hand. So what should the nurse do? First, option A, continue using the pack. Option B, replace the pack. Option C, disinfect the wrapper with alcohol. And option D, ask the another nurse to use it. So option B, replace the pack is correct answer, because sterility is broken, so a new sterile pack must be used. Question number 136. Which action reduces the risk of falls in hospitalized elderly patient? Option A, raise all side rails. Option B, provide non-slip footwear. And option C, dim hallway lights at the night. And option D, place the IV poles on opposite side of the bed. So option B, provide non-slip footwear is correct answer, because non-slip footwear prevent the falls, restrains. So raise increases the risk of injury. Question number 137. A nurse must dispose of used syringe. So where should it go? So option A, red bag. Option B, black bin. Option C, sharp container. And option D, yellow linen bag. So option C, sharp container is correct answer, because all sharp goes into the puncture resistant sharp container immediately after use. Question number 138. Which finding in a COPD patient require immediate intervention? Option A, oxygen saturation 89%. Option B, productive cough. Option C, increase AP chest diameter. And option D, respiratory rate 8 beats per minute. So option D, respiratory rate 8 beats per minute is correct answer, because if respiratory rate is less than 10, so it indicate an emergency condition. Question number 139. So which ECG change indicate the myocardial infarction? Option A, ST elevation. Option B, U wave. Option C, PR shortening. Option D, sinus bradycardia. So option A, ST elevation is correct answer, because ST elevation is a classic MI finding. Question number 140. Which lab test confirmed the pancreatitis? Option A, low albumin. Option B, high amylase and lipase. And option C, high bilirubin. And option D, high potassium. So option B, high amylase and lipase, it will indicate the presence of pancreatitis.